started collecting testimonials. As always, we're going to start with a poll. How are you currently collecting reviews? Okay, most of us are saying either I'm not currently doing anything to collect reviews, or you utilize Testimonial Tree. This is good. So those of you that aren't currently doing anything, hopefully I can get you to do something after this call today. Today's agenda, we're going to talk first about collecting reviews, second about displaying those reviews that you have collected. Thirdly, we're going to have that open discussion. So we're going to share what has worked for you. That way other agents can kind of be in the know of what maybe they would want to do on their end. And lastly, of course, I always give you guys resources and tools that you can use after this session. First and foremost, collecting reviews. There is two ways that an agent can go about doing this, either manually on their end or doing it automatically. So manually, when I say that, I mean you or your assistant that you might utilize manually sends an email out to your client saying, hey, can you please submit a testimonial for me? Right? So it doesn't necessarily mean you. If you do have an assistant, I'm assuming a lot of people on this call don't, and that's the reason why you're on this call, right? So either way, if you want to do it manually or automatic, if you do automatic, you can utilize what Remax Executive provides for free to you, which is called Testimonial Tree. So Testimonial Tree, we'll get into it a little later on, but just know that it sends a text and email to your clients once you close on a property. So on this page, what I want to highlight is I did some research regarding where is it best for agents to send their reviews to. Where is it best for them to collect reviews? You'd be surprised Yelp was on there. I haven't really seen agents collect reviews on Yelp, but it makes a lot of sense. And then realtor.com was a huge one. Zillow was definitely the main one that you want to be collecting reviews on. And then your Google business page and Facebook. On to this question. So like I said, which platform is most important when it comes to collecting reviews? There are so many platforms that you guys can collect reviews on. It gets very frustrating. For myself, when an agent asks, where do I collect all these reviews? I'm like, it depends. I don't have a simple answer for you. So you have to ask yourself, number one, where do you get majority of your business from currently? Is it from realtor.com that you should be trying to collect reviews on realtor.com? The secondly, where are your potential leads searching for real estate? Chances are a lot of your leads are searching on Zillow, right? But they're also searching on realtor.com. They're also searching a lot of other different avenues too. This kind of ties in with number one. So it's where do you get majority of your business from as well? And thirdly, which websites and platforms, another typing error, I'm the best at that. Which platforms and websites are you currently advertising on? So if you're putting money towards, let's say, Facebook ads, or if you're putting money towards Google ads, then chances are you want to make sure that those advertisements or people that can find you from those avenues have the best reviews, the best pages on that end. Does that last one make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Awesome. There's no reason in putting money behind an advertisement if your pages aren't looking too hot, right? When asking your client to submit a testimonial for you, make sure you are sending them the correct links. Ideally, if you want to send them automatically, you still want to make sure you're putting in the correct links into the automatic system that you choose to use. So no matter what, if you send them manually or automatically, you want to make sure you're using the correct links. So a lot of agents aren't really aware of this, so I do want to really highlight what I mean. If you send an agent a link to review, or the system that you use sends your client a link to review, you want them to have as little steps as possible to submit that review for you. Think about it. If you are on Facebook and you're just scrolling aimlessly and you click on something that says, I want to get 50 leads within the next month. And you click on it and it takes you to log into somewhere. And then it takes you to submit a form. And then it takes you to do this and this. Chances are you're going to be out before you even got in. You're going to be like, no chance am I filling all of this out. This is ridiculous. Think of that the same way as your clients when they submit a testimonial for you. So I'm looking at Google Business here on the bottom left. I'm going to click client page. And it took me right in to submit a review for this particular agent. Now, where some agents go wrong is they will send this link. And if you guys know Michael Seaton, it's one of our South Park agents, so I'm just using him as an example today. Some people just use this link to send to their clients, and that's not correct because now your clients have to go find where the heck to submit a review for you. So if they go, okay, here's all of his Google reviews, then they click write a review. Some people don't even know where to go to do that, right? So we just want it to be as easy as possible. And we want to make sure we're sending them, again, if I click on this, right to that page, as little steps as possible. They fill out the stars, do everything right there. That is the same for the rest of these platforms too. Now, keep in mind, when you're sending links to your clients, most of them have to have an account on Zillow or an account on Realtor.com or a Facebook account in order for them to submit a review or testimonial for you. So if I was not logged into Gmail or Google on my laptop right now, it wouldn't have sent me right in to submit a review for Michael. It would have had me log into my Google account, but nonetheless, just be aware that that's what your clients have to go through, which is why we want them to have as little steps as possible going through the process. Same thing for, I believe, Zillow. Let's go ahead and click on an example for Zillow. So you see how it's making me log into my Zillow account? Chances are most people are doing this on their phones and they have the Zillow app on their phone, so it might not make them log into it. So as you can see, I'm right on the page that says write a review. Most people, again with Zillow, if I were to type in most agents send this particular link, their profile link, to clients and say, hey, submit a review for me on here. Again, we don't want to do that. Little steps as possible. There are directions next to each of these platforms to help you guys figure out that exact link that you need to send or upload into your automatic review generator. And then to double check that you're using the correct link, there's these client pages here.
A question.
Yeah.
How many of those different platforms should we be a member of?
Again, this is kind of one of those open-ended questions. In my opinion, I think you should always, as a business owner, not even just in real estate, a business owner in general, you should always have a Google business page.
Okay. And
you should always be collecting reviews on there. As a real estate agent, you should always be collecting reviews on Zillow. Okay. Just standard. And then from there, I think keep those as your top two. And then from there, try to build on other platforms. At least have 10 on the other platforms. Anything from 5 and below always makes you look like you really don't do much business, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Let's talk about Testimonial Tree. So as I mentioned earlier, RE/MAX Executive does have a contract with Testimonial Tree, the company, and we pay for it and provide it to you guys for free. That way you guys don't have to worry about it. So if you are interested in getting one of these accounts, this is for sending automatic testimonial generator emails. then go ahead and take a screenshot or snippet or photo of this with your phone and email that email address, because our support team can help set you up with an account. Ultimately, what is Testimonial Tree? When you close on a property with a client in SkySlope, it will prompt Testimonial Tree to send them a text message and also send them an email. If they don't respond, or they don't submit a testimonial, I should say, then that's when they'll send 2 more emails to say, hey, we want to, collect a testimonial, blah, blah, blah. It will have your name on it. It'll look like it's coming from you as the agent. However, you don't necessarily have access to editing the verbiage of it each time you send one. So that's where some agents are like, I really want it to sound like me, and I really want to control what it says when it sends those emails. Secondly, you can turn off those automated messages and texts to your clients if you prefer. So then you're probably thinking, Anna, what's the point of using Testimonial Tree if it's not going to send automatic emails? Well, it will collect all of your reviews from Google, from Zillow, from Realtor.com, and bring them all into one place. That way it's stored, all of your testimonials all in one place. And then from there, if you want to add all of your testimonials onto your website, you can easily do so from there. It's called a widget. Testimonial Tree will create you a widget, and you can then put it on your website. So that way you don't have 3 different sections for, these are my Google reviews, these are my Zillow reviews, and then these are my Realtor.com reviews. It's all in one.
Hello?
And then lastly, it does connect with KV Core. Let's talk about displaying reviews. So where do you want your reviews to go now that you have done all this work trying to collect them, right? First and foremost, you always want them to show on your website. And most people have them on the very bottom of their page, which is great. I also think it's important to display them as a separate tab on your website. So I know you guys aren't website developers, but keep this in mind in the future if you work with someone who creates your website, or when you get access to KV Core, when you want to add your testimonials there. The next one, you always have a link to your reviews within your email signature. When we create an email signature for you, we can add a little link that says submit a testimonial, or click here to see my reviews, something along those lines. And then also, I think it would be important and a great idea to add your reviews from your postcards and also within your listing presentations. And when I mean you display your reviews, all you have to do is add either a QR code on your pamphlet or your postcard that says, look at my reviews, or within your listing presentations, on the very last few pages of your listing presentations, you can have something that even displays your reviews right there. So that might sound like a lot of work, but I have an easier solution for you guys. For those that were on one of our previous calls, I talked about creating a free Linktree account. Basically what that does, let's go on to the next page, is it allows you to send people to a single link that they can go ahead and touch a bunch of other links. So it's almost like a mini website. So this is an example on the right here of what you guys can see. This is an example of Linktree. So as you can see, she has a little button that says all about me. She has one that says client testimonials, visit my website, and book a free consultation. So if you are thinking about putting your testimonials on your listing presentations or on your postcards, an easier way to do this is put a QR code on there and have it direct to your Linktree account, which displays all of these links. So you can have one that says, visit my website, check out my most recent listing, a listing that you're really trying to show. and another one that says, submit a review or something for me. I really highly recommend you guys creating a free Linktree account. It's super easy to set up. Once you have your link that drives people to it, you can use that same link for everything. For your postcards, you can put that link within your Instagram bio, within your Facebook. It's just going to be an easier way for you guys to market yourselves. So I do highly recommend it as well. If anyone follows me on Instagram, it's just Anna Marie Del Zoppo. I have the Linktree within my bio if you guys want to check that out.
Does this kind of take the place of add to the bling app?
Yeah.
Separate, together, what's the deal on that?
Yeah, so Blink is a separate company from Linktree. So in order to supplement Linktree, what you can do is in your Blink app, it should give you a link where people can add your contact to their phone. So if I were you, what I would do is create, yep. They have a QR code, but I believe they also have a link as well. But you could add that link to your Linktree account here and make it say, download my contact information or contact me. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure I understand.
And my Apple Watch doesn't understand. So does anybody else not understand? All right, this is where I want to go ahead and share some ideas. To kick it off, though, I do want to share what an agent had sent me. This is an example email that one of our agents has sent to his clients recently. And when I read this, honestly, my heart was warmed. He sends his reviews manually. He gives directions. He lets them know prior to sending this. He texts them and say, hey, I'm going to send you an email asking for you to submit a review. I would really appreciate it. So he collects his reviews on Zillow and then asks them to repost that same one on his Google business page. And let's see if he's using the correct link. He is. See how it took me directly to submit a review on Google. That makes me happy. This is how Dan communicates with his clients. So I think it's fantastic. It just really shows how much you have to, if you're always going to start a project, you implement it, you finish the project, then you maintain the project. And I think maintaining the project is making sure you collect those reviews and making sure you're doing a good job, right? That's just one example. He also asked for a testimonial after he sends them flowers, just an FYI. And I think flowers is a very nice, classy, professional way of, showing your appreciation to clients. So I will stop talking. I want to hear from you guys. What have you guys done in the past or you're currently doing that has allowed you to connect and grab some testimonials from clients?
Sometimes I find that they have a hard time writing one when they get a notification. But if they send me a text and in the text, if they say how much they appreciate what I've done, I will turn that text into a testimonial and repost it.
Okay, awesome. That's a good idea. So do you use Canva to create it?
Well, you introduced that, I think, 2 sessions ago. And so I'm looking at it.
Okay, but there are templates in Canva for the testimonials as well.
Yes, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yep. The only problem with that, I will say, is a lot of platforms, if they don't have the client submit it themselves digitally, there's no way for you to collect it as a review on those platforms.
Right. I have been adding it to our website.
Go
ahead. So yes, you're correct on that.
So anyone that struggles to do it, yeah, definitely make it into a photo. I think that's a great opportunity. Chris, I'm gonna pick on you. I hope you're paying attention. Ha.
Yeah, I am.
What do you do for your clients? Are you doing anything to kind of—
The tree is working really well. The tree, once things get closed, they send out the email, the review comes back. I've always struggled with reviews, so the tree's been really good. And then also I do the $30 donation to the Miracle People, and they get a nice postcard from me as well, which is really nice, which everybody really should do. I never knew about that for so many years.
Yeah, that's also a great thing as well. I'm glad you mentioned that, Chris. Remax Executive, if you do donate to Children's Miracle Network, we do create a nice little postcard and mail it to your client and tell them that part of their purchase of their home was donated to help a child in need.
It has to be $30.
It has to be $30.
Yes.
No less.
Well, before we joined Executive, we were using Dotloop, and Dotloop had something built in, sort of like you're describing through the Sky Slope. And so, I always clicked on that, and I mean, I had to manually go in and make the request, but it was a link on Dotloop after we closed that would pop up, and we could send the request for reviews there.
Gotcha.
And so since we made the transition recently, honestly, I haven't really done much because I didn't know about, the way we could do it through Sky Slope. I'm going to look into that. So, but it's definitely something I need to focus a little bit more on. But, it was easy enough with the Dotloop thing.
Gotcha. To clarify just for you, there's nothing in Sky Slope where you can easily click and say request a review. If we have it synced with Testimonial Tree, so it almost does it for you on the back end, there's no button. But when we get access to KV Core, I believe, and I could be wrong because I haven't seen it yet, but I believe you will have the option to do that within KV Core. Similar to Dotloop.
No, that's something we need to work on as our team. We need to do that better. We talk about the Google reviews, because then if you leave or otherwise it's attached to your email, so that but we need to improve on that.
Alrighty, so we're gonna finish with a poll here real quick. How are you going to send reviews? So either manually, you want it to sound like yourself. I'm not sure if you could see the rest of this. It's I want it to sound like me, or I want to be in control of when they are sent. The second option is automatic. I will contact our support team to sign up for Testimonial Tree. And the other one is I don't want reviews and I don't want more clients. Okay, a lot of us are saying automatic. I was debating on I want it to send it automatic. I need more time to actually sell real estate. And lastly, as always, was today's session helpful? Yes, or I'm not really particularly interested in today's topic. And be honest. I always say be honest. It only helps me. And then lastly, just have some resources for you guys as always, just to look into things more. But other than that, if no one else has any questions, we are good to go for today. No questions? Awesome. You guys have a good rest of your morning. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next week.